If you're like us, you'll like cars that sound like this.
But this doesn't sound like anything at all.
And yet somehow this new Renault 5 is one of the first electric cars that has actually grabbed our attention.
It's not the fastest, it's not the biggest, it's not even the cheapest.
So I've got my hands on this car for 3 days. I'm daily driving it, seeing how its performance stacks up to the old R5 Turbo, and seeing if it can win over someone like me and find out why this car in particular interests me so much. It's very, very green.
This is quite green. What is this?
So this is Renault 5. This is not the base model, but it's also not the very, very expensive one. So this is a good comparison. We haven't been given the most amazing one. This isn't paid. No one's given us any money for this. I spoke to Renault genuinely because I was interested, and they said, yeah, all right, have one for 4 days. I will say it is quite big looking.
It looks like a modern electric car, where in theory it looks small, but when you see it next to something else, it's huge. First things first, the styling of it, I love it.
I think it's good.
The whole thing with manufacturers going, okay, they don't like electric cars.
Yeah.
Why don't we make them retro?
Yeah.
It's working.
Yeah.
It works on me.
I also like there's lots of manufacturers now that take an old name and make it look like something else. Like Ford have taken the Mustang and the Capri and made them into crossovers and SUVs. This is still the equivalent of what it would have been in the 80s and whatever.
If you drop this into 2015 and said to me, what is this? I'd go, it looks a lot like a Renault 5.
Yeah, this is a Renault 5.
It's a Renault 5.
They haven't gone, oh, here's a crossover Renault 5.
I will say this, I hate these wheels with my heart and soul.
They're not great.
That is one of the worst wheel designs. It is French though, so that's what they do.
Yeah.
They like messing around with weird wheel designs.
Yeah.
Perhaps an indicator stalk that's on the roof. Who knows?
And again, this is relatively basic, so we don't have the nicest wheels. The Alpine version,
They have cool
which is
wheels.
like the fast version of Renault's now, they're actually some really, really nice wheels, but you pay a lot more for that.
Quite a bit.
Would you like to see inside?
Yes.
The inside is my favourite bit because it is ultra retro style, and I don't think in a cheesy way either.
No, why is it made out of my Neo Tools jeans?
Yeah, I was going to say, they're sort of like a jean material, and on the dashboard is also made of jeans, and the headline is
This is really cool.
I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah, that is
it's a cheap material, but done in a very French way.
We have made the roof a pattern.
It is made of squares.
These might be one of the most comfortable seats I've sat in. They're so nice.
And the driving position is really, really good. I was, again, French cars' reputation for sitting on the roof, steering like this, the pedals are over to the right. This actually feels like a normal car. The seating position is good. The steering wheel is really, really nice. In the front, there's loads of space.
Yeah, this is nice. I've got ample room. I've got my denim ass here.
All the materials are nice. Again, the Alpine ones have got leather. I don't think that would make it nicer.
No, agreed.
I don't want leather in here. I like cloth.
Yeah,
I want to feel like I'm in France.
The only thing that isn't that French, now it is in terms of, if you've seen an old Renault 5, the dashboard is squares and rectangles. This is kind of mimicking it, but in a 2025 way.
Yeah.
It's got a huge screen, what looks like a long Samsung.
Something I did spot. On the stalk here, we've got reverse, we've got neutral, and drum and bass.
And we've got drum and bass, which is very apt for a Renault 5 Turbo. If you aren't aware, in the UK, Renault 5 Turbos and Europe were one of the car modifiers' cars of choice.
Yeah.
It's Ali G.
It's proper Ali G.
It's what Ali G drove.
Shall we go for a drive?
Please.
Let me start her up.
Sorry, I've just seen something. We are obviously following the tracking car in front of us, and on the dashboard, it's got a time sector to the car in front.
Yep.
Are we in a race car?
We're in a race car now. We're getting a purple sector.
It's like a team radio going, you are 0.2 seconds off the car in front. Okay, I'll make that up.
So, modern car, you've got modern shit. So as soon as you get in the car, it's all on. So it's got the lane departure thing.
Oh, God.
Like most modern cars, it has a button. I just press it twice, and they're gone.
Gone.
This is a relatively serious. I want to tell you what it's like.
Yeah.
But there are some funny things in this car.
Some really funny
One of them being it has AI in it.
Yep.
And you can use that for many, many things.
For actual uses.
Yeah.
So for instance, hey Renault, put all of the windows down. That's cool.
That's great.
I like that.
So that's the sort of stuff it can do. It can do much more inane things than that. As an example, hey Renault, can you tell me the similarities between a bald man and a bean?
Okay.
They both can be quite smooth on top. Additionally, they both can bring joy, whether through humour or as ingredients in a delicious meal.
Wait, hold on. Whoa, hold on, whoa.
We'll get lots of questions saying, is it as good as a Renault Sport this or an M5? But you have to bear in mind, this is one of the most basic versions of this car. You're comparing it to, in the 80s or 70s, 80s, 90s, the original Renault 5, this kind of car had about 50 horsepower.
Genuine, yeah.
And now I can overtake just about anything with ease.
The other thing to remember, when someone says Renault 5, you probably think of the GT Turbo.
Yeah.
You think of the cool ones. But that's not what the original Renault 5 was.
No.
It was a very dull-looking, weird little box thing. Only over the years did it morph into the really cool-looking little hot hatch that we love. So give it time.
So this one, 150 horsepower, the more basic one, 120 horsepower, which again, like, for a basic car, it's not that bad, and it's instant torque.
Hey, Renault. What do you think Ben Rogers is doing right now?
It's delightful to think about Benjamin's cheerful nature.
Lovely.
Perhaps he is enjoying a leisurely stroll,
Ooh.
sharing laughter with friends,
Maybe.
or indulging in a favourite hobby.
You know what? It actually feels, from the passenger seat at least, quite nimble.
It is actually it's not a very journalisty term, but it's chuckable.
Oh, okay.
You can really throw it around. I've lost
4%.
4% at 10 miles.
We surround ourselves with car people. If an electric car turns up, brows are furrowed,
Yeah.
there's anger amongst us. Every single person has gone, I like
This is
these.
nice.
This is cool. I think it's because it comes back to doing a new model with a retro name correctly.
Yeah. It's not 9 feet tall, jacked up,
Yeah.
and 500 million horsepower.
Looking at you, Ford Capri. You clown.
So we went onto Instagram to see what questions you guys had about the Renault 5.
Does Edwin fit in the back? We're going to test. The driving position is in my driving position.
I can't put my foot in. I'm not joking. I can't turn my foot. I'd say that's about in.
For reference, Edwin is 6'5".
Yes, I'm
but
quite long.
I'm only 6 foot, so this is nice.
Do you know what this is? This is flip the rear seats down, put your shopping in it.
Yeah.
Maybe a small child at a push.
Maybe they thought everyone just put a boot build in it. Yeah, but back seats not so
pass.
great.
What's every dimension, but in terms of baguettes?
This is a regulation 64 centimetre baguette. And if you did use it, it would be 6 baguettes long.
3.1 baguettes wide with the mirrors.
And 2.3 baguettes tall.
Does it come with a baguette holder?
Yes, it does, but this one doesn't have it. It would cost £120 to add that on.
What is the most French thing about it?
The interior seems to be made of jeans,
It's got French flags in the lights. The interior is still quite cheap feeling.
and there are cocks all over it.
Would it be easy to swap an engine into it?
Yes,
Maybe.
we think.
Hopefully.
The engine bay looks like it might be made for an engine.
Yeah, like you can see the battery and the motors and whatever this is here stacked up on top of each other. I reckon you get rid of that. Look, there's still an engine mount where you'd mount an engine on the side, like a 182.
TDC project, Renault?
Woo! Renault, give
just-
us one, come on.
Just let us
Get a
know.
V6.
Is it green?
Yes.
Very.
Does it have physical air conditioning buttons?
Yes, it does, thankfully. Lots of modern cars have all got their aircon controls on the touchscreen. I did get worried because you can see some of them here, but a row of buttons. I can turn them off, change the temperature, fan speed, heated windscreen, auto, everything. All on buttons.
Will it play Jungle is Massive?
The song you're actually after is Incredible by General Levy, but yes, it does actually have quite a good sound system.
However, the AI system doesn't know that much about Ali G. Hey, Renault, what car does Ali G drive in Ali G in the House?
In Ali G in Dar House, Ali G drives a yellow Renault Clio, which adds to the film's comedic character.
Come on now. You're in the car. It's your car.
Can I plug my air fryer into it and cook me up some banging prawn vol au vents?
Yes, you can. Now, before we go any further with the Renault 5, if you are buying a used car, you should always run a car vertical check.
That's right. Every single day, hundreds of cars get crashed, but some of them get repaired and put back on the road, but in an attempt to hide their shady past. With a car vertical check, you can find out that dodgy history.
All you need is the car's registration plate, and if you haven't got that, you can also use the car's VIN, and then a car vertical report will tell you if that car has been crashed, stolen, or clocked.
Now, this is the report for our Zafira GSI. Now, before we bought it, I ran a check, and while it does have green ticks for theft and financial status, it does have a yellow tick for damage. And when you click on it, it tells us that previously this car was written off for non-structural damage. The seller never disclosed that, and when I asked him about it, he admitted it and dropped the price, as he should.
Now we have another Vauxhall, it's actually an Opel Corsa in France, which has got a yellow marker for mileage. Everything else looks good, but if we click on mileage, we get given a graph that shows
the mileage fell off a cliff at some point. Someone has rolled the mileage back or some other issue. Now, there might be an explanation for this, but with the car vertical check, you can at least find this information out, speak to the seller, and get a proper deal.
So the next time that you're buying a car, van, or a motorbike, make sure that you're on a car vertical check to make sure the price you pay for it matches its history.
And as an added bonus, Car Vertical are offering you guys 20% off when you use our code 2DC. Now let's get back to that electric 5. Goethe.
Oh, we got ringtones. What about Bollywood? Oh, I quite like Bollywood. What do you... we can't turn out while you're driving. It's just, it's just always like that now.
So if you choose that in motorway services and get on the motorway, that's it.
And before performing our 0 to 60 test, Edwin and I got slightly distracted.
To make a perfect baguette, you'll need flour, water, yeast, and salt.
And fortunately, the fun didn't stop there.
Ham, egg, ham, egg, ham, egg, ham, egg, ham, egg.
Hey Renault, can you say the letter E lots of times?
So, with the serious car journalism out of the way, it was time for the 0 to 60 test.
Right, a 0 to 60 time. Now, I want to compare this to a Renault 5 Turbo 2. That's the rear engine, rear wheel drive, cool one from the 80s. Now, that is a 6.9. If we can be there or thereabouts, bearing in mind, the base model Renault 5s from that era have about 50 horsepower and take about 14 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm loading. We're off.
Here we go.
Oh, it's a
Off
little
we go.
bit slow
That's
off
10,
the
20, 30, a 40. 60. Oh, it's 8.8.
8.8 seconds.
Not great.
Well, there you go. It's slow.
It turns out that when we did this test, the battery was quite low, so I did another test with full charge, and this was the result. After the day of filming, it was time for the car's first charge, which went just as well as you'd have expected.
So I plugged in. It says checking in progress. I might have to go and look around Sainsbury's to bide my time. Fast charge impossible. What does that mean?
So I left it to do its thing and went for a stroll around Sainsbury's.
Okay, so that is 25 minutes, £23 as well. And I've got 70% and 150 miles, so more than enough. I don't think that's too bad, but there are faster chargers out there.
Then I packed my shopping and got back to the unit to share my closing thoughts.
One of the questions I've had the most to do with this car is that, yeah, it's very cool, but what is the range? This is the bigger battery version, and Renault say that the range is about 250 miles, but that depends on a bunch of different things. That can depend on the weather, the temperature, how your driving is, whether you have the AC on, the wipers on, the lights on all the time. There are so many different factors that can affect the range. Now, in the 2 or 3 days that I've been driving it, I have been dailying it, I've been using it for absolutely everything, and I've tried to use it as normally as I possibly can, the same as I would drive my Range Rover. Maybe that's the wrong thing to do, I don't know, but I wanted to test the range out. So I've been driving it in sport mode a lot, in comfort, the AC has been on the whole time, listening to music, it's been raining, and the temperature's been up and down as well. It has been quite hot, so maybe that affects the range, I don't know. So I picked this car up on a full charge, which the car said was about 210, 215 miles of range. I did about 150 miles in the first day or two of driving this car. Last night when I had to go home, I saw I had about 20% charge and I ran about 40, 45 miles range, so I went for the first charge, which is what you saw earlier on. That didn't go very well, that has put me off a little bit, but we'll get to that in a second. But anyway, despite that, with the miles I had left yesterday, based on my driving, I reckon I'm at around 190 to 210 miles range, which is not that far off what they actually say, but it's a little bit low for what I would need. Now, it is worth noting, I haven't been able to charge it at work or at home, and I think that would have made a huge difference, because that is one of the one things I will give EVs that you can't do with a petrol car. You can't just go into a shop and fill the car up while you're doing it. Yeah, you might not get a full charge, but you can get 50% of your charge when you're in a shop for 15 to 20 minutes. The same goes at home. If you've got a proper charger at home, which I don't, because I don't have one of these, you could charge it fully overnight, or at least 50% overnight, while you're sleeping. I do quite like the idea of that, but at the moment I don't have that, so it doesn't work for me. And also the fast charging network isn't quite as nice as using a petrol station. So I give this car back tomorrow, and generally it has been a really, really fun car to drive. For an electric car, I've been very, very surprised. It is only 150 horsepower, but the instant torque 100% makes it feel quicker, and quicker in the real world than its sort of petrol-powered competitors.
And as much as I like this new Renault 5, I can't help but feel it would be even better with a small turbo petrol engine. It would be lighter, better to drive, and honestly just easier to live with every day.
At the moment, I'm going to stick with petrol and diesel cars for now, but I've been very, very surprised by my first ever stint in an EV. But again, sticking with the Range Rover V8 for now. If you want to see a video where we drove some petrol-powered Renaults, you can watch that here, and we'll see you next week.